Hello and welcome to part one of revising our paper. First, we're going to start out by revising your paper for word choice, making it even better. So let's look at a sample paragraph of a Phantom Tollbooth essay. The importance of friendship and working together are shown in the film and the book in two similar ways. Milo was stuck in the doldrums and needed Talk's help to get out. Talk told Milo to think. Milo thought of stuff that he learned in school. All the stuff Milo thought of helped to make the car move. If Talk hadn't helped Milo, he would still be stuck in the doldrums. Talk, Milo, and Humbug all got gifts on their way to save the princesses in both the film and the book. The gifts helped them to get past problems and beat the demons. Milo, Talk, and Humbug wouldn't have been able to get past problems and beat up demons if they didn't have the gifts, so the friendship of the people they met on the way was helpful, or they would have never been able to do the impossible, which was to save Rhyme and Reason and return the kingdom of wisdom to normal. Not only do the similarities in the book and film show the importance of friendship, the differences do too. Well, this paper definitely has some problems. Word choice is one, and sentence fluency is another. But like I said, right now, we are revising your paper for word choice. But what is word choice? First of all, when you think of word choice, you should ask yourself the question, do the words and phrases create vivid pictures and linger in your mind? And after reading that last paragraph, I would have to say the answer is no. Words are specific and accurate in good word choice. In other words, your words, they're kind of like spices to really make the paper taste good when you read it, although you're not actually eating your paper. Your eyes are eating it though, so think of it that way. And anyway, your words need to be specific and accurate. As I said, you should have the best and correct choice. You need specific nouns, strong action verbs, and effective modifiers. And also, you want phrases that are unique and memorable. So let's look again at our essay and see if we can make some changes. First thing I did is I went through and I highlighted or circled, that's what you can do, all the words I used more than once in the paragraph. And as you can see, I used stuck and stuck. I used it twice. Then I used stuff. I used stuff twice, and it's a really general word. Plus, look how many times I used gifts. 1, 2, 3 times. Seem to have a lot of repetition there. So I need to change some of those words. I'm going to use my thesaurus. I decided that one stuck in my paper was okay, so I let it be. But then I changed the second stuck down here to the word trapped, because Milo really was trapped in the doldrums until Talk came along. Then I changed both stuffs, because stuff is just too general. So the first stuff, I thought, what is the stuff he's thinking of? Oh, he's thinking of information that he learned in school. And you've got all the knowledge for the second stuff. So now I don't have two stuffs. In fact, I have no stuffs. I have more specific nouns that describe what I meant by that. Finally, we've got our 3 gifts. I kept one gift, decided that that was okay. The second gift I changed to the word presents, because that's really what they were. They were presents. And then the third gift, I decided that actually here in this sentence, I was referring more to the items he had. Because at that point, although they were gifts, they were also items he had. So I thought that that was a better word. So already starting to get just a bit better. Then the next thing I did was I went through and I looked for words I did not use correctly. Over here, I said Tuck, Milo, and Humbug all got gifts on their way, and that's the wrong there. It should be Their. This there means it's over there, but the there we need here is a possessive pronoun, Their. So I'm going to have to change that. Then I said, so the friendship of the people the met. I just forgot to put the Y in there. You have to be really careful when you make mistakes like that because the spell check won't pick it up. Then down here, I did the same thing. Instead of saying do, I typed not only to the similarities. And then down here, I used the wrong to. If I said the difference is due to, I mean TOO, not TO. So as you can see, I've changed it to the right there, EIR. I've made it they. I said do, and I said to. Getting better. Finally, I went through and I highlighted some general phrases that could probably be a bit spiced up. So instead of Milo thought of helped to make, that is awkward. So I'm going to change that. Also, I say he got gifts. Got is not the best word to use in an essay. So I'm going to think about changing that word too. Then look here. Presents helped them to get past problems. Get past problems? And beat the demons. Well, it wasn't like they were actually pounding on the demons with bats. So I think I might want to use a better word than beat. And then down here I said, have been able to get past problems again. That really, something needs to be done. And I've used it twice. I don't know what I was thinking. Here we have it, it's something really bad. I wrote beat up demons. Beat up is not a word. You can say he beat up the boy, but it's two separate words. And you know what? To say that they beat up the demons also isn't very accurate because they didn't beat up demons. So I'm going to think about changing that too. Let's see what I did. Here I said all the knowledge Milo remembered assisted him, which is much better than what I had before. And then instead of got, I have humbug, they all received gifts. Received is what they did, they received. Got is not a very good verb, but received is much better. The presents help them to solve problems because really, like, problems aren't like huge, they may be obstacles. That gives me an idea for the second one. But they may get in the way, but you don't get past them, you solve them. And then in here, instead of beat, I said defeat because they did defeat the demons, but they didn't beat them. And then over here, I use that second get past problems and beat up demons. I decided to combine them in one because if you think about it, the demons and the problems were all obstacles. And so they had to overcome all those obstacles. So now it's even better, but it's still not perfect because as I pointed out before, we have some problems in sentence fluency. But what I would like for you to do now is I would like for you to go back to your paper and I want you to edit it for word choice. Just go through and look to see if your words that you use are specific and are really the best words to be using. Then come back and watch part 2.